Alright, so today we're at Universal Studios. We're going to talk with Isaac Johns, who is a video playback guy and set editor. This is one of the types of convergence that is occurring in filmmaking and digital media. So we are looking here at Adobe Premiere, live video mixer, and then a consumer DVR, 80 gig DVR, which you can pull off and give to directors. Here's the entire cart. Now, in addition to all of that editing equipment that you see, we see a more classic setup here of what we call Video Village, where people will look at a video monitor. These people might be clients, they might be a director, but they're people that need to look at the image as it's coming from the camera and make decisions. So on this cart we have a PC that's built by Isaac.
And a guy named Daniel Alexic,
which has 7 hard drives. He's running a RAID, a 5.1 RAID with an extra hard drive for the operating system. Premiere Pro, Wacom tablet. What do you use a Wacom tablet for?
I use it for everything from Premiere Pro to Adobe Photoshop. To
you like it better than the mouse,
Effects.
just because?
Me, it's I don't have any space,
so
I don't like the mouse. But for years before I had this, I used a thumb mouse, where I just rolled it on my thing, and I could just throw it off to the side there, and I roll it that way. But eventually I got a pen pad, because you can program the buttons.
Obviously, a ton of cables and converters,
a lot of cables.
And monitors for different situations, whether people are, some are mobile monitors. We've got the consumer DVR over here as a backup.
Yeah, well, this is really just more like a clamshell now. I really need to take it to my car to show you the standard, video. They call them video Walkmans, but I use this just as my monitor now. I used to use a 9-inch, but it's heavy, so lighter's better. But this is actually an 8.
Right, because you got to load this up at the end of the day, every day.
Right, yeah.
So every pound you can shed, right?
Right, and it used to be a 20-inch down below, because there were 2 monitors. But
going to flat screens probably was a real blessing.
Oh, it was, but it's hit or miss, because a lot of old-timers still want them tubes, because the contrast sucks on LCDs.
Right.
And they want those 2 monitors still, so I still have to have those, so those are in my car getting beat up.
You started off as a video guy, building the video Village.
Worked in a lot of post-production houses.
Right, that's right.
And I was making more money PAing, is really how it happened. And then I got my chance at this, because somebody heard I knew how to edit and had equipment. And so I overflowed for a few years for a guy, and never made.
Where'd you first get the idea to grab the editing system and go out to a set and do it?
Well, from school. I mean, I went to school in the early 90s, and we were still tape to tape then. And then right as I graduated, we went to digital, and the only way you could work on digital is to qualify on analog. So, you train the students how to do that, and then I was a lab tech, obviously. That's how I got so much information, and being able to be as good as I was. I just was in the lab all the time, setting up editing.
Right.
As far as this came down, that's kind of how it happened. I was PAing, I was working at post-production houses too, but basically what everybody says, you got to wear many hats if you want to stay working in this town. And the high end is this for me, because obviously always working with the high-end clients and stuff like that.
The people who are doing this job but are doing it like the standard or traditional Video Village person is,
it's basically record and playback. Record and playback at variable speed.
Right. This
kind of stuff here, where they're asking you to, can you turn it black and white and just make this thing right? That is very uncommon, but that's my niche. Was it after this? Back to the question, I was doing a job in '99, and I had always had a switcher on set. Most people don't have a switcher on set, and it's an extra item because they need them a lot to match up shots. And, you know, they do pay for it rental wise. But I had a lady from LA ask me if I could edit. It was a 10-day Disney job with 2 cameras, and she asked me if I could edit on set, and I said, well, no, it's tape to tape, and it was before digital. I said, you know, I have an edit controller at my house, but really chasing 2 cameras around all day, I'm not going to have time to back up. You're best to hire an editor to come into the Moho. I'll give him the tapes. And you know, and from that point on, though, I knew I needed an editing system in the field, and you know, digital was already out, but it just wasn't capable yet for the field at all.
Right. And real quick, explain about how you are dealing now with set editors that are actually hired and are doing the same thing that you are, but it's happening.
Well, a lot of times, like they'll bring down a guy from New York or LA. And they'll bring their Avid Express or their Mojo or whatever the hell it is. A lot of times it's a full-blown Avid, or you know, but they'll end up giving up because they've got a film tap too. It looks like crap, like you were asking earlier with the grain. And I can't key that, you know. And it's like, yeah, you got to mask it too. And they're like, well, you know, and they end up putting their stuff down, you know, not doing it, you know.
Because they have the wrong equipment.
Right. Well, or they'll be doing it. And then, you know, they'll call the director or the clients over, and they'll say, well, we were just looking at that 5 minutes ago on playback, you know, and it's kind of funny to watch. But I don't say anything. I envy them, you know, because they're out there making more money than I am, and you know, getting paid to fly down here. But I just kind of felt like this is the way the job was going. So I, you know, kind of built my first digital system to be an editing system, not just a video playback system. And there's still a lot of guys that, you know, they're guerrilla guys. They do a lot of features, so they, you know, have bare bones shit because it gets beat up. And, you know, obviously I can do a lot better on the effect. We were using glue. See, that's what it sucks about using film, is that you're always getting that shitty video tap. You can see me cutting it off, and I'm just moving the mask as I go. And then this is another oval mask that I've made here with them. You'll see his leg cop out right there, see?
Right.
And, you know, I moved it, but I didn't, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just they're getting it in the field, and they had their editor there on this job.
Right,
like,
yeah. This is primarily,
perfect, man. I wish we had you up in New York.
It sets up the camera exactly so that when they do the editing,
it's so much easier for them. They've seen it done, or they know it can be done.
Right.
You know, and it just is really just, you know, you see the lighting got real light here, and so that's a color correction and everything, right? They might not even go with that guy leaving. You know, they might even get axed because the camera got bumped too on that. But
oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
And here's the actual day job today. Rubber meeting the road. There's the live shot, and out here the live shot.
Unfortunately, as many After Effects I get working in Premiere, I don't have like a 16-point mask that I wish I could make in Premiere, because it takes too much time to play with After Effects in the field, because you have to import it in, work on it, render it out, or export it. You know, a lot of stuff doesn't need rendered, but still it is too much time.
Does Premiere have an aftermarket plugin that is a 16-point
yeah, well,
mask?
all the no, not that I know of, other than like some of my Matrix tools.
Like Graham Natras. Have you ever gone to that website? A lot of times.
Yeah, I have to check it out. I haven't seen that one. But you know, because of what I do, there's not that many people doing it, and there's a lot of people doing video, you know, and all video assist, but a lot of them aren't doing the editing, and if they are, they're out there with a Mac, you know, like a laptop, and they can't pull off. They can pull off 1 or 2 layers, but when you start getting into like motion control stuff,
right,
where you've got 10 clones or the same movement going over and over, and they keep putting the person in different spots, all kinds of stuff, but they can't keep up.